always needed something, but I've got all I want when it comes to loving you. You're my only reason, you're my only truth. I need you like water, like breath, like rain. I need you like mercy from heaven's sky. There's a freedom in your arms that carries me through. I need you.
She's the one that I've been looking for.
He's someone that I just want to be with, and there's no doubts about that in my mind.
You're the hope that moves me to courage again, oh yeah. You're the love that rescues me when the cold winter rage. And it's so amazing, 'cause that's just how you are. And I can't turn back now, 'cause you brought me too far. I need you like water, like breath, like rain. I need you like mercy from heaven's sky. There's a freedom in your arms that carries me through. I need you. Oh, yes, I do. I need you like water, like breath, like rain. I need you like mercy from heaven's sky. There's a freedom in your arms that carries me through. I need you. Oh, yes, I do.
Being part of her life will make me a better man.
Mike is what he is, and it's just been way above my expectations. I guess I never could have imagined that that was possible.
I need you.
I was born in St. Cloud, Minnesota, to Lloyd and Doris Rocha, and I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters, so the house was always amusing. There was always something going on. If we weren't out in the yard playing, we were getting in trouble, at least we were having fun. We didn't want to ever hear Mom say, "Don't wait till Dad gets home." That was always one of her favorite lines, just because we were always trouble, and because she was a stay-at-home mom, and we always had fun with 2 brothers about my age and a sister that was a little younger. So, and sorry, Teresa, you did get a little more picked on than the rest of us, but that's what happens when you have older brothers. But it was a good childhood, and I had a lot of memories of family and how good it was, and just growing up with a Mom and Dad that cared. The special person that influenced my life the most was my grandpa Walter. He's got a lot of life in him. And also my grandma Ella, because she was always there whenever we'd go over to her house and play ball.
I was born in Duluth, and I had only one sister, so I wasn't as fortunate as Mike as having a big family. She was older than I was, and we pretty much didn't get along when we were younger. Our parents were pretty much around for us when we needed to talk, but there were quite a few times when we were younger that they were working, and it was really neat because we would go to the store with them. They owned a meat market, and my sister and I would be in the back, and we would be fighting in the back room when there were customers, and we just decided as it got to be a couple more days of being bored while we were there, we decided that we should go out and maybe try to help some of the customers. And so we would open the door for them or take the milk cartons from the milkman, and it was pretty neat. It was a neat way to grow up. My grandparents on my mom's side are both deceased now, and I really had a lot of good memories with them. When you walked into their house, you just knew that it was a wonderful place to be, and you could feel the warmth and the love. When my sister first told me that she had a guy that she wanted me to meet, I didn't really know what to think. It turned out that she had done just an awesome pick, and she told me about Mike. She told me that he was a Christian and that he was involved in a worship group with the college, and that he was a well-rounded guy. I was at my sister's house and we were waiting for him to come in, and she said, "Well, there he is." And I looked out the window and he had pulled up in his Dodge, and he jumped out and was kind of walking up to the door. He looked a little nervous.
Well, my first impression of Chrissy was that she was quiet and kind of mysterious, because the first date, it was me and her, Chrissy and her sister and her ex-husband, and that we just went out to Sammy's, and me and her sister did most of the talking, and Chrissy just kind of added a few things once in a while. And
when I first met him, I just didn't know what to say. I can't remember talking a lot when we went out. Obviously, he says that I was a little shy, and when we first started dating, we talked a lot about our faith, and we just kind of felt the urge in both of us to start praying together. So once we started praying together, it was just like we couldn't stop, and we just felt that bond of how we could share our hopes and our dreams and our fears together and with God at the same time, and how He has comforted us.
And then Christmas Eve, we were at her mom's house in Grand Rapids, and as we were opening up gifts, I had reprinted some pictures of us that Chrissy didn't know about it, and framed them for her parents. And that was special for her because she didn't know I was doing it.
Mike was kind of fidgety, and he got up a few times to go to the back room, and I really didn't know what he was doing. I thought maybe he just wasn't feeling too well or something.
And then it was the last one. Everybody had opened their gifts, and I was fidgeting all evening with it, and I said, "Here, Chrissy, there's a final one for you."
He kind of handed me a ring box, which I opened with the wrapping paper, and my hands were shaking, and I ended up dropping the ring in between the cushions.
So we were fishing for it between the cushions, and then I finally grabbed it and said, "Give it here," and then I pulled her up.
Got down on his knee and his mouth was shaking, and he said,
"Christina Ackerman, you're the love of my life and my best friend. Can't imagine spending my life with anybody else. Will you marry me?"
And I just remember that it seemed like nobody else was in the room at that time, that it was just us. And of course, I had no other answer to say but yes. The day that he asked me to be his wife was the happiest day of my life, and I had wanted it to happen. I knew quite a ways before that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him. I wish that I could have a picture of it so that I could see it instead of just see it in my memory.
Well, I'd describe Chrissy as a person that's loving and caring. She really has a heart for people, and she has a heart for children. I view marriage as a good friendship, a place where you can talk to your spouse about anything, and that there's nothing that the two of you can't, a person can't get through without the support of each other and the support of God as the center, and that there's nothing that we can't handle.
I guess if I had to describe the ideal family, I would say that there are 3 or 4 kids, that the husband and the wife are one, which marriage is meant to be, and that they make decisions together and have a strong Christian household in which they show their love to each other and show their love to their kids at the same time. true love is something that is more than just seeing someone for obviously the quirks that stick out. You have to see the whole person and accept them for them whole selves and not just part of it. That love sees beyond.
She's perfect, the one that I was meant to be with. My soulmate, my best friend, the one that I could see living with and growing old with for the rest of my life. And I will get the chance to do that.
What will it be like to spend life at your side? I'm eager to say I do and share my life with you. I want our love to be something sweet and heavenly, moving angels to tears with its simple purity. I want our love to shine, be the romance of all time, one that lives love louder, 'cause it's shown with more than flowers. What will it be like to never say goodbye, to hold you every night, to love you with my life? I want our love to be a taste of eternity, a picture of God's grace, a reflection of His face. I want our love to glow, to demonstrate and show God's eternal power, shown